All right.
There we go. We're in business. All right, cool.
Let's
Hey,
roll.
what's up, everybody? Welcome to the next episode of the Draft Huddle with myself and Foots. What's up, bro?
Joe, I'm feeling good. I got to put this in the camera. I got the new mic. Y'all might can hear that real clean. I got the desk right here. Joe's been helping me on some tech stuff. So, um, it's great, Joe. We've been talking combine all weekend, me and you texting back and forth. Wow. The new setup is feeling good. I got the desk. I'm on the desk. So, this is kind of going to be my little central location, Joe. And other than that, I'm feeling good. How about yourself, man? How you feel?
Feeling good, man. Feeling real good. The setup, I can see the difference here. It looks really good, dude. Audio's
Nice.
coming through clean. So, it's combine week, man. Yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of the draft, this is like in-season Super Bowl for us kind of guys, and probably everybody else is watching. You know, 'cause everybody that's into the draft, they're probably watching us too. So it's an exciting time, man.
It's very exciting, Joe, for us, especially for myself. You know, I'm the draft I wouldn't call me the draft guru because you know a lot, Joe, and we piggyback off each other. But you really hit the Cowboys news hard, and you're Cowboys blog, and you smashed that. But me, I've been kind of looking at prospects for us for a while now, and guys who and doing a deep dive. So to see these guys out here, and some may call it the underwear Olympics, and it's semi that. So you don't want to overreact to 40 times, but then you can't help it when you see these guys do it on tape, and then they go out and kill the 40, i.e. Saquon, i.e. Shaquem. Lorenzo Carter ran a good 40. Somebody who you loved. Roquan Smith ran a very good 40. Tremaine Edmonds was solid. So I mean, that's just off the top of our head, Joe. But yeah, that's what it is, man. That's what the combine means to us, definitely.
Very exciting, man. So I mean, it never fails. Every combine, there's someone that kind of jumps out of the roof there, and looks like this year is Shaquem Griffin. I mean, what a story for this guy, dude. I mean, think about that guy.
Yo, I think Shaquem Griffin, for him to do 20 on the bench, then turn around, run out his socks 4.38, that's faster than Zeke. So I really want people to put that into perspective, just how fast he ran that 40. And so when I did my breakdown and I told fans, I said, Shaquem Griffin is not just a try hard guy. You know what I mean, Joe?
Yeah.
He's not just a guy who you feel bad for him because of the hand. Okay, we get it. He has the hand situation, but he plays football at a very high level. The thing, if you watch Shaquem Griffin in the first quarter, then you go watch him in the fourth quarter, it's the same player. And that's very rare to find out of a linebacker. And he plays kind of that, he would kind of play that rover, that Deion Jones, you know what I mean? Man, what's the kid from Arizona? Deion Buchanan. I remember when he was drafted. And I heard a pundit today say fourth round. I'm thinking second. I mean, I see second on tape, but maybe people feel bad for him or whatever. Maybe they don't. They defensive coordinators may not get creative. He's second round talent to me. The production was there, Joe. So yeah, I could go on and on about Shaquem. It's on my page. You go look at the scouting report I did.
Yeah, great work on him, man. But I agree with everything you're saying there. This guy just, it's a really good feel good story. But the guy can play, man. That's just puts icing on the cake. So he was a good one. Now talking about some prospects that the Cowboys have serious interest in the offensive side of the ball. The guys that we thought would do good, they did. So I mean, Isaiah Wynn and Will Hernandez, man. What do you think about these guys?
Joe, you were on Hernandez very early. Credit to you. I think you were on Win pretty early too. Both look great. Will, there's certain guys who were cut above the rest. James Daniels was really good as well.
Yeah, he
He
was good.
moves so good, Joe.
I like him.
Um, guard. So to me, I think Hernandez, he checked off all the boxes, and that's what the combine is. It's reassurance. You know, where you're looking at Orlando Brown, he looked sloppy. He didn't run a good 40. Um, you know, things like that. You can't come to the combine out of shape. I mean, what are you doing? This is your biggest job interview. He didn't look, and I hear, Mike Mayock, well, he's a guy who just wants to go out and block somebody. Yeah, but if he has bad habits, he won't get there. You see, Will Hernandez looked like he was ready to play football today.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Quentin Nelson was ready to play football today. You see what I'm saying, Joe? So
Absolutely, yeah.
I was very impressed by those guys. I really was. I like the way Alex Kappa moved around as well.
Yeah, that's a really good, valid point. The whole combine is part of the draft process. It's not the end all be all. So, but you do have to, see if these guys show that they're prepared. Are they doing a decent bench press, or are they unprepared? Kind of shows work ethic and that kind of thing. So, it's like you said. It's not really. It's a lot more than just the underwear Olympics. There's a lot to it that goes into this process.
It's checking off boxes, Joe.
Yeah,
It it's who's going to go out there and who was prepared, who have been working hard, who isn't just living off their old name, all of that. Penny, would you go? My cat's so annoying. I don't know if you guys have pets at home, but it's like when you're talking or you're eating, it gets so antsy.
I know. I
But
know the
yeah,
feeling.
how's your dog do that, Joe?
Oh,
Sometimes.
absolutely. Yeah,
I mean,
I get you.
man, it's like the minute you're doing something, they like kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you got to check off these boxes, Joe, because do these guys take a serious? And then you also do have guys. Josh Norman didn't run a great 40. Fontez Burfict ran like a 5.0 40. Um, Antonio Brown wasn't super fast straight line. So I mean, you can always pick diamond from the rough, but you get my point, Joe.
Absolutely. Yeah, totally, man. What who else kind of popped off the screen for you, man? Any positions, any tight ends, or any of these D line guys that popped off that you're like, yeah, this guy could be something for us.
Gesicki, uh, Mike Gesicki. I don't know. I got to get the pronunciation right. Penn State tight end was really good. Um, Hayden Hurst moved around well. What about you, Joe? I like if you're talking tight ends. I thought Gesicki moved really well. Ran a great time. Um, Tremaine, we were talking about it before we started recording. Tremaine Edmonds and Roquan, I think they checked off boxes as well. I like the way Rashaan Evans looked out there in drills. So those are a few for me, Joe. What about you?
Man, you got me on the Rashaan Evans train. I
I
like
know,
him.
you know what I mean,
I
Joe?
like him a lot, man. I think Mayock has him like after Vander Esch.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't see that. I'd take Evans over Vander Esch. I'm lukewarm to that idea, man. I know that there's interest in him in this and that, but I don't know, man. You know what I
Joe,
mean?
if we got Rashaan Evans, I'd do a backflip. Because it's so hard to find a linebacker who can stand up these offensive guards like that and who has the mentality to do so. He's a throwback, but he has some new wave attributes to his game, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. We were texting. I was like, man, this guy could shed, and that's the thing.
Yes.
Like, if we don't get bigger in the middle, which they're kind of saying that they're not going to take a defensive tackle early. If they're going to stay where they're at, you got to have a linebacker that can shed right there. And Evans, he does that, man. That was impressive to me.
Joe, it's impressive. I know. I'll tell you this. If you want to watch some tape on Rashaan Evans, go watch the LSU game. I challenge all Cowboys fans. If you're not a Rashaan Evans believer, go watch how he takes on blockers. Don't watch how he finishes. I mean, his finish at the ball is amazing too. That's part of what makes him him. But if you want to see a linebacker take on guards, and I'm talking and tight ends, they threw a tight end, and this was against Darius Geis. Now, this wasn't against some third string running back. This was against a running back who you know is a first round back.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, he had a play where he just crushed Geis in the hole. I mean, it's like you see Geis, you see Evans, Geis goes down, And then he had a play where they tried to pull the tight end. Oh my Lord. Rashaan Evans destroyed him. This is what we need to free up Sean Lee, to free up. You need a guy who's not scared of clutter. So I agree, Joe.
Yeah, totally. I like him a lot. Now, receivers, there's a lot of guys look pretty good, man. Looks like a deep class where you can get somebody in a later round. But yeah, so Cowboys, they had interviews with Calvin Ridley, DJ Moore, these guys. What's your thoughts on these guys, man?
Well, I tell you, and this is what I mean. This is why I think we make a good team, Joe. People are like, oh, you guys don't disagree enough. Man, you guys stop it. Me and Joe think on the same wavelengths. There's some guys we're not super, super high on. Like, there's some guys where I don't see it and Joe kind of does, or vice versa. But normally I just like to pick Joe's brain on certain guys. And I'll tell you right now. All right, here goes an example. I'm not the biggest Christian Kirk guy.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you hear Minka Fitzpatrick and Ronnie Harrison say he was the toughest cover that they played against, that's a good stamp. You know what I mean, Joe?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty okay, Christian Kirk. And then he looked good, ran a good 40 time. I think he was what was his time, Joe? 4.45?
4.45 or somewhere, yeah. 4.6.
Yeah, he was something like that. I'll check the times on that to make sure that I got Kirk right. But Kirk looked good out there, Joe. My knock on Kirk was the body catch deal.
Yeah, exactly.
But he caught the ball with his hands during the combine. Obviously, I'm a Calvin Ridley guy, so I thought that he looked great. Hey, DJ Moore was the one for me, who I didn't see him running at 40. I'm not gonna lie to you. And so I think he helped the stock a lot. So those are three guys who either me or you we did a he 4.47 Christian Kirk did, but we did breakdowns on these guys early on in the process. So,
yeah.
You know what I mean, Joe? So I think that's pretty cool, like to see kind of the guys that we were on top of. No pun intended to all you funny people out there. We weren't really on top of them, but to see, the guys that we were like, we DJ Moore was my first breakdown of the offseason. So, a lot of people are getting hip to Moore now, and I'm looking at more. But to see DJ Moore run that 4.42, and to see that he was listed at 6 feet, that's impressive. 210. So he got bigger. That's impressive. He's not quite first round talent, Joe, but man, he won't go in the first. But if he's sitting around in the second round when Dallas picks, all you guys who want a receiver, yeah, you know what I mean, Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting draft, man. I mean, no doubt.
Oh man, this is one for the ages, Joe.
There's always a surprise, man. Somebody will come up. Maybe somebody comes back into R19 and wants to trade with us.
Yeah.
We'll see, man. We'll see if we get wiped out at the position and add some picks. But I don't know, man.
I agree, Joe.
So I guess what is left? So tomorrow, the last day of the combine, we have cornerbacks and safeties. Who are you going to be looking for, man? Anybody that you really want to see, like maybe cement themselves, at the combine?
To me, Joe, you know who I've been on the table for. And Joe, you already know.
Yeah,
I mean,
Derwin.
It's Derwin. It's the Derwin show. I like Minka Fitzpatrick. I just think that Derwin is a more transcendent player because you can't coach size. So with him being a true 6'3" and the 40 he's gonna run, Joe, you just can't coach it. Um, the way he's gonna move, his and but it's not like it's a Byron Jones thing, and I mean this with no disrespect, but with Byron, it was just like kind of like a track athlete, but you never really saw the football plays.
Yeah.
With Derwin, I could show you a cut up of 10 plays of Derwin James that you will fall out your chair. You know what I mean? Hits, interceptions, jumping routes, playing in the slot, playing down around the box. You know what I mean? And he comes out today, he's asked about, you know, will he be available when the Cowboys pick? Nah, they got to trade up to get me. He knows it. I like it though. I like that swagger. I mean, some other guys, Rashaan Golden, want to see how he moves. Safety corner, Tavarius McFadden. I heard that the Cowboys had a meeting with him. Corner from Florida State, Isaiah Oliver is another guy, Joe. Some of these safeties as well. Marcus Allen, third, second round pick, maybe. Deshaun Elliott. I'm not high on Deshaun Elliott, but a lot of Cowboys fans like Elliott. So, we'll see there. What about you, Joe? Who you looking at tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking at these guys, man. Because I think we're still in the market for secondary, whether it's a safety or a cornerback. So yeah,
I,
Derwin James is gonna be a trade up if we want anything. If we want him, we're gonna have to trade up. So, but I'm interested in what these other guys do. Like you said, Golden can be interesting. Uh, Jordan Whitehead, I want to see what he does. I want to see
Whitehead, yeah, definitely.
Denzel Ward. I want to see what he does.
I'm gonna tell you right now, he's gonna blow the combine up. Ward has really, really good feet.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where he goes. Like I've seen him all over the place in mock drafts. I would take him, man. If he was there and we kind of got wiped out, you know, I would really
Yeah,
consider him. I like the player.
yeah.
Um, but the combine, man, we're one step closer to the draft after this is complete, and then we got free agency. So, I mean, it's the off season, but there's a lot of news coming out, and we got the whole Dez situation coming up. That's gonna get probably a resolution this week, I would imagine. So,
Yeah, they said sooner than later, Steven and Jerry. I just did a video on Jerry wanting to. I've been trying to keep it kind of off season and draft stuff, but I wanted to cover that and why me personally, I wouldn't take a receiver before the third round. Now, what the Cowboys will do, I don't know, but just kind of like my thoughts on it, Joe. So that's me. Um, I wouldn't take a receiver before the third round. I think if you want to part ways with this, cool. But I don't think that you have a one on this roster. Bryce Butler, he can say all he wants while he's on the media rounds. But I don't think if he was a one, he would have showed he was a one. Cowboys fans know how I feel about Terrence Williams. I think he's a guy. He doesn't scare anybody, and he's still body catching.
yeah,
So if he's body catching, 5 years in, he's never five. He's never gonna, he's that's never gonna be a habit he's able to break. Um, Cole Beasley, I feel like you have two of the same player, which is never a good thing. So we just have guys. I still think that Dez, regardless of people saying Dak friendly, I get that Ray, but the fact of the matter is Dez can still play the game at a high level to me. So I would love to see Dallas make it work. And if it doesn't, move on. The offense goes through Ezekiel Elliott. We know that. So,
yeah,
it's going to be interesting, Joe. I agree. But I do think that the team is better. If you want to draft a guy who can learn from Dez and you can make it work that way, and then maybe next year or depending on if you want to cut ties with the contract after that. But I don't think that you bring a guy in because now you cut Dez, you have to go receiver high. You know what I mean, Joe?
yeah. That's the thing I pulled from your video. I was like, yeah, that's true. That you're pretty much gonna have to be in that market.
You're
And the,
pigeonholed, Joe, and I don't think Dallas likes to draft like that.
yeah, and the free agents that are out there, I did a video too. They're kind of like, I don't know, man. You just it will put the Cowboys in a bind come draft time. So you
I
know,
mean, come on, Sammy Watkins, really?
yeah.
He had 600 yards, 400, 500 yards on the best offense in the league.
When you can't stay on the field, so it's like,
Can't stay on the field. Yeah, I mean,
it's
you
it's
frustrated
scary.
with Dez, get ready.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be interesting, man. We'll see what these guys come up with.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it's a really tricky situation, Joe. I
yeah,
agree.
yeah, no doubt.
Just because, if nothing else, like it's just tricky. It's tricky because he's not worth what he's making, but he can still play. That makes sense.
Yeah, I think what something that you and I have kind of talked about too is if they keep this, they gotta probably still look at somebody and upgrade over T. Will. I mean,
Yeah,
they gotta.
I
Yeah,
would cut T. Will cold turkey, dude.
I'm with you on that, man. I'm just not there with the guy
Give
anymore.
Noah Brown his reps. I mean, come on, T. Will. It's over. It's
Hmm.
over for that dude. I mean, and I'm not gonna say I love him, dude. It's over for Terrence Williams. Body catching, not capturing the ball, weird things. His best play was the Seattle catch when we beat Seattle with Romo. He had the touchdown against the Lions in the playoffs. But
Yeah, that was it.
look at Sanu. Look at these. I mean, I'm good, though. I'm good on Terrence Williams, man. You want to upgrade your two? That's fine. There's not, Cortland Sutton. There's not a real one. And these past drafts haven't produced really true ones early. It
Yeah.
takes a while for these guys to get going. Look at Corey Davis. He didn't do much this year.
Everybody wants the Julio Jones and Odell's, and those guys are rare, rare
Rare.
breeds. Yeah,
Randy Moss. It's rare.
yeah.
It's very rare, Joe.
One other group that we could probably touch on real quick too, defensive tackles. We kind of missed this one, but Deron Payne, Vita Vea ran the 40 and pulled the hamstring, and wasn't in there the rest of the way. But Nathan Shepard, I like what he's doing, man. He's looking good. Senior Bowl,
Shepard. Harrison
looked good out
Phillips.
there. Harrison Phillips, I would love to have him on here. I just don't know if the Cowboys would take him. But that's the kind of guy we need stuffing up the middle, man. We got to get bigger there, you know.
Yeah, I think what you get with Harrison, he's a Rod Marinelli special. A guy who plays beyond the whistle, so much hustle. But he's
Yeah,
not just like a hustle guy. Like he can't play, he can really play. I like what Harrison Phillips did. You hit it on Deron Payne. Um, Vita Vea threw up the bench 40 times, so Vita came ready, just to pull the hammy. But when you hear Steven on D tackle, I really don't know. I don't know, Joe, I don't know how they value these guys. Probably gonna have to look at some guys later on. It
yeah,
could be a smoke screen, but probably not. They probably don't value that position high, like we said. And then Maurice Hurst obviously had the
yeah. That was bad,
heart
man.
there, which is
Hopefully
terrible,
everything works out for him because he was on our radar. Um,
very much so, and that's terrible that happened.
yeah, so hopefully that'll get cleared up, and then who knows? Maybe he'll be back in the crosshairs at a later round, possibly.
Yeah, I like Hurst a lot, so yeah, that could be something cool.
But yeah, man. So I think we hit up a lot of the groups here, a lot of the main guys that really stood out to us that the Cowboys have interest in. So good work all around, and we'll definitely have to revisit for the next show.
Yeah, Joe. I mean, that was it. Maybe we can do another combine, like who the Cowboys are really. Once we figure out who they all spoke to, we can do a real recap. Like we'll do the full recap. I would love to, because with my new setup, like we said, Joe, we're gonna be banging out videos left and right.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But
Yes, sir.
that sounds good, man. I think we'll leave it right there, and we'll pick up for the next video. Um, Shout out to
Leave
everybody out
questions,
there.
guys.
Yeah, if you got any
Yeah,
draft
thank you.
questions, yeah, Definitely put
Yes,
those in
thank
the
you guys
comments.
for watching. Growing with me and Joe, the Cowboys Huddle's moving. We've been talking about trying to get this thing podcast style so you guys can listen, like riding to work or whatever. So, um, thank you guys for growing with us. Leave us questions on this one, guys. Seriously.
Absolutely. Put the questions in there, or if you just have general comments on any other guys that you want us to cover on our channels, put the names in there, and we'll take a look at it.
Yep, sure will.
All right, guys, but that's it. We'll see you for the next episode of the Draft Huddle. Peace, guys.
Peace.